Hi, it's Rob, M1EGP, and I present M1ECC antennas. So the first thing that you're probably going to notice in this frame is the pan kit. Now, we don't sell this tripod, mainly due to the shipping costs involved, but you can find this on other amateur radio outlets. And when I look today, being May 2023, the retail price of this without shipping, I think, was around about the £90 mark. So as we take a closer look, you can see that I've mounted both the brackets onto the top section of the tripod. Here we have a close-up of the brackets on that top section pole with the carabiners and the shock cord. So the next stage, here I am screwing on the slidewinderdx coil. Pretty much self-explanatory really. We don't have to worry about the sliders at this point in time, but this is the first stage of the setup. As you can see, I made sure that the slider coils were screwed in and not over tightened, but enough to maintain a good fit. So the next stage here, I have the mill whip. So that's going to be screwed onto the first coil. So here I am just screwing the mill whip now onto the first coil. So here you can see that I've fully extended the mill whip, and I've also put on the eyelet that is on the end of the shock cord, which takes the strain, so that there's not unnecessary strain put on the coil with the mill whip in this format. Here I'm just making some final adjustments so that I'm absolutely happy with the shape of the dipole mill whip on this side. And on to the next mill whip. So here I am demonstrating how to assemble the mill whip in the correct procedure, always starting at the bottom and working your way up. So when you're finished, always start at the top and work your way down to the base. So here I am just now going to be offering up the eyelet to go down the mill whip, and then I'll offer up the thread to the coil and screw on the mill whip. What you need to do is make sure that you get that eyelet as far down the mill whip as you can. You can only go so far, and that will be the correct position. So once the mill whip has been fully screwed into the end of the coil, straight onto the tensioning cord. As you can see, I'm going to go straight for that center toggle and adjust to take the strain off of the coil, so that you've got a good shape of the mill whip on the coil. So once that's nice and tight onto the coil, it's then just doing the same thing again, adjusting the eyelet in the up position and then moving the slider on the cord to get that optimum shape. Right, so then onto the feeder installation, just simply straight into the base section of that coil. Right, so once your feeder's on, you can then visually get the sliders into the position that roughly you need to get them for. Here I'm aiming for 20 meters, so looking at them visually, getting them lined up roughly about right for where they should be, and then check on your either VNA or your antenna analyzer. So make small adjustments until you're happy. Obviously I've got my SWR nice and low. The next task here is to elevate the dipole and then go back to the VNA or antenna analyzer and check to see what difference you've made to your SWR. You may find that you have to up and down the dipole a couple of times until you get that good sweet spot on the SWR. The reason for that is because when it's low level, the SWR can change as you start to elevate the dipole from the ground. And once you're happy with that SWR at the fully extended height, the next job here is to simply rotate the antenna. So that concludes the brief presentation of how the M1ECC rotatable dipole antenna works. please get in touch if you have any further questions. So this is Rob, M1EGP for M1ECC antennas, saying 73s for now. Bye-bye.